Hey everyone, welcome back to AutoNova, the place where hypercar dreams, real-world reviews, and future-focused engineering collide. If you love uncovering the wildest machines on four wheels, cars that shatter speed records and rewrite what's possible, make sure you hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives. Today we have something truly special, Koenigsegg's newest creation, a 1,625 horsepower missile that many are already calling the next Bugatti killer. Let's dig into what makes this Swedish powerhouse so extraordinary, how it stacks up against the hypercar elite, and, of course, what kind of price tag comes with this level of performance. First off, context matters. Koenigsegg has never played by traditional automotive rules. From the free-valve camless engine to the single-speed direct-drive gearbox in the Regera, Christian von Koenigsegg's team keeps smashing conventions. This new model, rumored internally as Project Ragnarok, is designed to dethrone anything else vying for the top-speed crown, Bugatti Chiron Super Sport included. Whereas the Jesko Absolute focused on aerodynamics for top speed, Project Ragnarok aims to marry raw power with active aero and next-generation lightweight materials to create a car that's faster, more efficient, and more drivable than any Koenigsegg before it. Let's talk powertrain. Nestled behind the cockpit is an evolution of Koenigsegg's twin-turbo version 8, enlarged to 5.2 liters and re-engineered with higher flow turbos, 3D-printed titanium exhaust manifolds, and upgraded fuel injectors capable of atomizing bioethanol blends at mind-bending pressures. On the 85, the engine delivers 1,625 horsepower at 7,800 revolutions per minute and 1,500 Newton-meters of torque from just 4,200 revolutions per minute. Unlike many competitors that rely on hybrid boost, Koenigsegg sticks to a pure combustion setup here, believing that removing batteries reduces weight, simplifies cooling, and preserves the visceral sound that hypercar buyers crave. To harness that output, the car adopts a 9-speed light-speed transmission, an evolution of the one in the Jesko, offering near-instant gear swaps without traditional synchros or clutches slowing the party down. Of course, power alone doesn't guarantee supremacy. The carbon fiber monocoque has been redesigned for added torsional rigidity while shedding 8% of its mass compared to the Jesko. Every panel is pre-preg carbon finished with a proprietary, diamond-clear, nano-resin that's both stronger and thinner than previous coatings. Underbody channels are sculpted by computational fluid dynamics to generate 950 kilograms of downforce at 250 kilometers per hour, yet the drag coefficient is actually lower than the Jesko Absolute, thanks to active front flaps and a multi-element rear wing that sits flush until speed or cornering load demands more grip. Step inside and Koenigsegg's trademark dihedral synchro helix doors reveal a cabin that balances Scandinavian minimalism with bleeding-edge tech. The steering yoke, yes, yoke, is trimmed in recycled carbon composite, with scroll wheel haptic controls for suspension modes, exhaust mapping, and the autopilot-grade driver assistance suite. A 15-inch central display leverages Koenigsegg's new Unity OS, built on Unreal Engine for real-time 3D visuals of aero performance, tire temperatures, and G-force mapping. The entire interior is upholstered in sustainably sourced Swedish leather combined with eucalyptus-based Alcantara, breathing new life into luxury while keeping weight in check. You sit low, almost Formula style, yet visibility isn't sacrificed, thanks to a nearly panoramic windshield and thin A-pillars reinforced with graphene strands. Performance figures. Prepare yourself. Koenigsegg claims 0 to 100 km per hour in 2.0 seconds flat, 0 to 200 km per hour in 5.3 seconds, and a top speed projected north of 530 km per hour, or 330 miles per hour, once they find a runway long enough to validate it. That's not just a shot across Bugatti's bow, that's a direct challenge to the Chiron Super Sport's 304 mile/hour record. More impressive is the predicted 0 to 400 to 0 km/h cycle in under 28 seconds, beating the existing Koenigsegg Agera RS record by nearly 3 seconds. All of this is achieved while meeting Euro 7 emissions targets, a feat Koenigsegg credits to its robust pre-catalytic exhaust heating system and advanced cylinder deactivation that can shut down half the V8 during cruising. Handling hasn't been overlooked. The latest triplex damper system adds horizontal hydraulic shocks front and rear, constantly leveling the chassis in hard cornering or under brutal acceleration to keep the tires planted. Michelin developed a bespoke Pilot Cup 3R compound rated for 560 km per hour, with built-in RFID chips that communicate pressure and temperature to the car's stability brain 200 times per second. Carbon ceramic brakes measuring 420 mm up front and 410 mm at the rear clamp via 10-piston monoblock calipers, allowing the car to scrub off those insane speeds with composure. Now let's address practicality. Inasmuch as a 1,625 horsepower hypercar can be practical. Thanks to its compact powertrain layout, there's a modest 80-liter front trunk, big enough for 2 carry-on cases. The signature top-mounted exhaust frees space for a small rear compartment, which Koenigsegg cheekily markets as perfect for a helmet and race suit. The roof panel remains removable, stowing up front so owners can enjoy open-air speed runs if they dare. Infotainment supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, while over-the-air updates will deliver new aero algorithms and power calibrations as Koenigsegg refines them. Safety and driver assistance bring the car into the modern world. A suite of radar and lidar sensors enables adaptive cruise, automatic emergency braking, and level 2 lane centering for those rare moments you'll actually cruise rather than blast down a straight. Koenigsegg insists these aids won't interfere with track driving, because the system automatically switches off in track and VMAX modes. So how much does all of this cost? Koenigsegg indicates a starting price of roughly $3.4 million before taxes and destination, placing it right in the crosshairs of Bugatti's Chiron Super Sport and Rimac Nevera. Options escalate quickly. Exposed carbon weave adds $400,000, the track-focused aero pack another $250,000, and the gold leaf heritage livery a cool $100,000. Production is capped at 125 units worldwide, with a rumored 80 build slots already reserved by existing Koenigsegg owners. Deliveries should begin late 2026, though each car will be hand-built in Anglehome and tailored to its owner's exact wishes, so timelines will vary. Where does that leave Bugatti? The Chiron's successor, reportedly a hybrid version 16, will need to match not only the Koenigsegg's raw numbers but also its innovative packaging and sustainable angle. Koenigsegg has long said it's chasing ultimate performance, rather than simply a badge on the hood. Yet with Project Ragnarok they've taken direct aim at the heavyweight champion, and if the specs hold true in real-world testing, we may witness a new era where Sweden, not France, sets the hypercar benchmark. Before we wrap up, it's worth remembering what cars like this actually mean for the industry. Technologies developed for million-dollar halo models often trickle down to mainstream cars within a decade. Lightweight composites, efficient combustion, biofuel compatibility, and advanced driver aids all started as exotic concepts in elite vehicles. So while Project Ragnarok will live in rarefied garages, its influence will be felt by everyday drivers sooner than we might think. That brings us to the end of our look at Koenigsegg's new 1,625 horsepower Bugatti killer. Are these numbers enough to dethrone the reigning champion, or will Bugatti strike back with something even more outrageous? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you take this Swedish titan over a Chiron Super Sport or Rimac Nevera? If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button and share it with fellow speed junkies. And if you haven't already, subscribe to AutoNova for more hypercar breakdowns, future tech previews, and honest reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.